So Katie and I designed the table to be set up like the Last Supper.
Changes that happen over the course of that episode happen around the pivot of Viserys.
The idea being that Viserys' physical condition is marching in parallel with the condition of his family and his reign.
We are shooting around the table. There's a dance sequence and a fight sequence.
Jace! That's enough!
We've had 3 or 4 days to shoot that scene. There's a lot of cast in there, and we've got 4 cameras in there.
It is a challenging scene because all the characters are there trying to resolve all the conflict that they've had up until this episode.
Toast.
8 actually is one of my favourite episodes. It's the Last Supper. It's really Viserys' last stand.
It's very hard to make them feel down and dirty and seedy in the way that we want to do with Flea Bottom.
You're into the red light district.
It's not very pretty.
Eamon has an idea to go and visit a brothel that he knows that Aegon frequents. They have an interesting conversation with a madam there, who actually, oddly, was my teacher at drama school. I was so nervous. I was acting in front of her on screen.
Sometime last night. I was really liking that one.
Bored?
Marco?
And the whole time I was thinking like, oh, I just shouldn't have done that.
I do regret this, friend.
This is a new Grand Sept. This is not the one that we see get blown up in season 6 of Game of Thrones. But we're replacing so much stuff, we ended up building quite an extensive green wall there.
When we arrived in Spain and I saw those steps and that plaza, I don't know, it made me think of Romeo and Juliet. I just got obsessed with those steps and how could we choreograph something on them.
So we plan on a sword fight.
I enjoyed doing that side of things anyway. All the physical stuff like that, I think is all good.
We have a bit of a scrap on the floor, Eamon and I, and it gets pretty heated.
Let go of me!
We really wanted to make it into like a sibling hatred, and we thought, what if Aegon spits in Aemon's face?
Me and Tom are like-minded people. We knew that we were going to go in and give everything that we had to that scene.
There was a bit where he grabs me and I said to him, I'm going to bite your hand there. And he's like, yeah, no, love it. We'll have more of that, yeah.
Oh, I was on board, yeah.
This is the joy of this series, I think, is that there are so many different sets and different architectural styles.
We wanted to give those final 10 minutes of the show a particular look.
The ice patch coming off, so that gives some more chances to the moment, then do the thing, and then you grab it, scoop it down.
When we're producing ancient monuments interiors with stone walls, it's a more tricky element to do convincingly.
Is it going to make sense? And you put an image up there and you stand in the middle and look around and you kind of go, oh yes, I can see how this is going to work.
Go home, pup. And tell your mother that the Lord of Storm's End is not some dog that she can whistle up at need to set against her foes.
The key really to...
Then it becomes a dragon chase and a dragon fight.
It's really about getting, a more accurate computer-controlled hydraulic buck that can move faster.
And then you've got quite a lot of roll left to right as well, Dom.
But still safely. It's about finding ways in which you can composite your actors from this buck onto the back of a dragon and it feel believable. It's really about the interaction that these different surfaces have with the wind and the rain.
We spent days shooting the actors for the final battle in the volume on the motion base, and what made it really interesting is we shot it in wind and rain and smoke. This was new to us shooting in the volume. We were all very careful about how we shot in the volume. It's a very expensive space, and so you don't really want to keep covering it in smoke. You don't want to be getting them wet too much either. So that we talked a lot about, you know, how we could do all the physical things that our series demands. We have lots of atmospheric texture. We talked a lot about how to do that in the volume, and I think we overcame a lot of things.
It's so immersive being in the volume, and even with the bookwork, to have the rain machine and the wind machine within it, it really does encourage you to just lose yourself in the moment and in the character.
It was really cool going on to it, being lifted up, because you actually get lifted up and you feel like you're, you know, flying in the sky. It was really great fun.
How does it feel to watch a CG version of yourself?
It's been amazing.
If the usurping of the throne and them crowning Aegon in the Dragon Pit wasn't the start of the war, certainly killing one of the Queen's sons is.
I think anyone who is wronged like Aemond was and has his eye taken out, you're gonna feel some sort of hatred, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, towards the person who did it. But what Aemond ends up doing in the skies above Storm's End ultimately starts the domino effect of the Dance of the Dragon.